Hi again. We get asked many questions, but one of the questions we get is what's the difference between a headless pin 23 gauge and a mini tip or micro tip 21 gauge brad? Well, at the top here, there we have a headless 23 gauge, sometimes referred to as an A64 pin. And it's a very fine pin, as you can see over here, with no head whatsoever. Great advantage of using a pen like this, you do not have to wood fill afterwards. So it's ideal for glazing beads, very fine mouldings, because you don't get any splitting and it can just fire into the surface and it disappears in the grain. At the base we've got the 21 gauge micro brad. As you can see, it's a slightly heavier wire, only slightly, and it has a very slight head. Now, although this is a bradded pin, as I said, it's referred to as a mini tip or micro pin, mini brad. There's many terminology for this, 21 gauge, but it is much smaller than the 18 gauge and 16 gauge, and that has a very slight head there. I don't know if you can actually catch that, but that's very tiny. So it has that holding power. The headless pin, as we can see here, I'll bring it up to the camera. I don't know if you can see actually on that, there's actually an arrow. And what that's indicating for us is which way the point is. So you don't load it the wrong way in the tool, and hence strike the point of the brad, or the headless pin as you should call it, with the driver in the tool, so it can be correctly loaded. So there we go. Ideal for beading both brads. You've got your 64 gauge headless pin and your 21 gauge micro brad. Now the sizes on these pins, the headless pins at the top there, they can go from 12mm through to 30mm, and the 21 gauge brads 15mm to 30mm. And I hope that answers and clears up some of your queries. Thanks for listening.